Thank you. Sorry, I haven't done public speaking in a while, so I'm a little bit nervous, but like everybody, I just want to first thank who's number one in priority. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you, Kathy. You two have beyond paved the way for young women athletes. Juanita, thank you. Thank you to the whole table for putting on this event and for thinking of me. I truly was very honored and quite frankly a little surprised, but I'm so glad to be here. So I have, I think, 3 to 5 minutes so to cram in all the life lessons softball has taught me, so bear with me, I'll try to talk fast. But I did want to mention I read my bio and I was laughing because it said I had like the #1 hit of the World Series in 06, but I was thinking about the gentleman who was first up here, the rock climber. It truly is about the journey, because what they didn't mention was that I was 0 for 9 with 9 strikeouts before that hit. And the journey that it took to get to that hit was ugly, and it was hard. And Kat was by far, I mean, right behind Kinsey, of course, one of the best pitchers, if not the best. But it truly is about the failures and the journey getting to that glorified moment. So when most people reflect on their first loves in life, they think of a young man or a young woman who brought all the rainbows and butterflies when they were an adolescent. Me, on the other hand, I don't think of a person, I think of softball. Softball was truly my first love. The life lessons, the joy, the heartache, the growth, the suffering, as I mentioned earlier, it brought it all with a vengeance for me. I loved the game and I loved it hard. And thankfully, I'm here to say that it loved me back. I thought about the game all day long. I even slept with my glove when I was younger. I tried to sleep with my bat, and my mom put the kibosh on that. She said that might be crossing the line. I just never had enough, and I would beg, I tell my husband this when we talk about the glory days, I begged my coaches to stay after practice, all the CDO coaches. Kelly, I would ask them, hey, I just want another 100 ground balls, that's it. So I wasn't thinking about that they had families and they had been out here, but I'm so grateful for them for putting in that extra time for me. I truly could have taken in that 500 balls after practice, fallen to the ground because my body gave out on me, and that's when I would say, okay, it's time to go home. The game gave me so much life and fulfillment. I wanted to get it back by being better, and if I'm honest, I wanted to get it back by being the best. Which leads me to the part of the game I've never mastered and wished I had the skills years ago to manage. The heartache of failing the game, failing myself, and failing my teammates. My biggest holdup in my younger years was the fear of it, the fear of failure and perfectionism, and I think we can all say those two go hand in hand. My worth was my performance. It was my batting average, my putouts, my home run numbers, the percentage of runners that I threw out. Oftentimes when I would talk with kids I coached or the family members of these kids, they would often touch on how glamorous it looked. When watching us at the World Series, we all looked like best friends. We were happy, we were laughing, cheering, and of course just dropping bombs all the time. Because of course we were Arizona softball. That's just what we did. It sounds pretty perfect, but what people don't see is the behind the scenes, and they don't see the grind. They don't see the tears or the hours you spend dripping in sweat, barely able to get out of the car, and in my case, a low Honda Civic my freshman year, because I was that sore. I would roll out of bed. They don't know the great friends you lost along the way because of the schedule demands and the fights between teammates, because let's face it, you had 17 pit bulls on the field, ready to fight for what they wanted. And my intent here by no means is to bring a black cloud over it. It's just to shed light on the fact that it's all beautiful. Even the ugliest parts are beautiful, because that's why we're here, is you gotta go through it to get to it. This is what the game has taught me the most. It is beautiful when it's ugly, and it's beautiful when you are on top of the world. The key of it all is to remember this when you feel you are not on top. Remember that life is a circle, and things will come back up over time. Ride it out, ride the wave, and remember what Jimmy Dugan's famous words that can ring true to us all: the hard is what makes it great. You are all a gift to me. You are all my Hall of Fame. You are my family. I'd like my family to stand up and the people that are here with me today, because this is who I believe in my life is my Hall of Fame. So please stand. To my babies who are not here, and to my husband, who you heard about earlier, you have taught me more about life and living than any game could ever teach me. To my husband, who is a way better athlete than I ever will be, you have taught me to love myself through my worst, and you have loved me unconditionally through it. You've made me belly laugh for over 15 years. Thank you for being my guide. To my mom here today, and to my dad who's watching me from above, where do I begin to say thank you at my core? Thank you for all the sacrifice on all levels for me to be here. Thank you for the guidance and the unconditional love. Dad, you are the reason I push so hard. You were a constant thought for me to be grateful for the smallest things, to wake up and say, don't count the days, make the days count. That one's from Coach Kendria, from the GOAT. Coach made me the best that I could ever be. He made me understand the game on every level. I remember my freshman year taking, I'm not lying to you, about 50 foul balls. He wanted to see my breaking point, and that was a test for me, and I never quit. My legs were shaking. I was coming back to home plate like this, and he just kept going, and that's when he kind of knew, okay, she's my girl, she's my catcher. To my siblings, my brother here today, Corey Bayman, you are really the stud of the family. He put shame to us all with his athletic ability. He was projected to be drafted in high school and had an injury, so what would any normal person do but go pro in another sport? Completely normal, and now he's a successful golf pro. To my sister Brooke, you are the mom I strive to be. You help me and guide me through this wild ride of motherhood. Thank you for loving me the way that you do. I can feel it at my core. To my sister Chayla, or Chaylee, Cha-Cha, she has many names. I think of you every day. I think of your drive, your passion to be better, to be a better person, professional. You are so driven, and I'm so proud of you. You continue to shine in my world, and you are very special to your family and very special to me. To my besties here today, you are my third and fourth sisters. You are my lifeline, and you both make me feel alive. You are like sunshine in my world. Oftentimes, people will say, who is there when life is hard? Who's there for you? Those are your true friends, but when you're standing on top, I think of it like that as well, because my friends, when I'm on top of the world, they're right there next to me, celebrating me, and that's really important, to be there for both. And to my in-laws who aren't here today, but wow, did I look out. These two are nothing but a blessing to me and my family. They've taught me a great deal about family, parenthood, and sticking together. I love them more than I could ever say. Thank you for always supporting me and Rick and loving us unconditionally. To my extended family here today, it is through softball that we met. And that says a lot about what the game has given to me, lifelong friendships and more family. Bring it on. It's given me Nikki and Rachel, two young ladies I coached and get to still mentor today. They are like younger sisters to me. Thank you again for this honor. I will cherish it. I am very humbled, and I am very grateful, and I will continue to serve my community and the people of Southern Arizona. Thank you, Tucson.